Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. In this video, we're going to be discussing some recent developments that I've been reading about with respect to immigration, and specifically immigration police enforcement and enforcement of overstay penalties here in the kingdom. And this is specifically immigration. How do I put this? This is specifically immigration police operations which have, frankly, gone out of their way to go find overstayers. So they've been investigating and then, for lack of a better term, rounding up overstayers for purposes of deportation. In a recent article from the Chiang Rai Times, which can be found at chiangraitimes.com, and I do recommend those who are watching this video go check out the article. Was posted January 31st, 2018. Thailand's, the headline being, Thailand's immigration hunting for 8,000 plus overstaying foreigners. To quote directly from the article, and again, I really recommend anybody who's watching this go read the article. Bangkok, Thailand's authorities are continuing to hunt for over 8,000 foreigners who have allegedly overstayed in this country, according to Defense Ministry spokesman Lieutenant General Kongchip Tantrawanit. Quoting further, they are believed to be currently hiding out in and around major tourist spots such as Pattaya, Phuket, Hua Hin, Koh Samui Island, and Bangkok, among other whereabouts throughout the country. Meanwhile, the authorities have stepped up measures to combat cross-border drug trafficking amidst news reports that a very large volume of methamphetamine and other drugs have been produced in Myanmar's Shan state and destined to be smuggled into Thai territory. Two things I really thought were noteworthy in this video is, one, it appears that law enforcement, and not just immigration law enforcement, but law enforcement generally, is taking more interest than in the past in immigration policy because of the fact that it is possible that international, say, as in this case, drug trafficking, human trafficking, etc., can have immigration implications. I also noticed in other articles that I've read on this channel and other things that I've been reading just myself that more and more law enforcement officers are noting a connection between those who are frequent or long-term overstayers and those who have criminal connections. So it appears that the law enforcement apparatus here in the kingdom is getting increasingly serious about dealing with overstay generally, but also they seem to be taking the position that overstay in and of itself may be indicative of sort of further criminal activity that's not of an immigration nature, which that is something of a policy change, or at least a change in policy thinking with respect to law enforcement here in Thailand. The thing to take away from this video is, as noted, since the institution of the so-called Good Guys In, Bad Guys Out program, Thai immigration authorities have tightened up the immigration apparatus to the point where, in my opinion, it looks increasingly like anything you would see in some of the more developed countries of Northeast Asia, such as Japan or Korea, or even Hong Kong, or maybe perhaps Singapore. And more, I think it's coming to look more and more like an immigration apparatus in some of the more developed countries globally. Thailand is taking overstay seriously. They're taking working without authorization seriously, and they are creating a system that is, for lack of a better term, more complex, but more complex in such a way so as to encourage the travelers and the long-staying foreigners that they would prefer to have, that the system would prefer to have, while trying to discourage folks who are coming with either nefarious purposes or simply coming to just live in the kingdom without any particular purpose at all. So how this is going to play out longer term will be interesting. This past high season, or we're coming sort of down out of high season, I noticed that these policies didn't have a particularly heavy impact at all on tourism generally. I think it's just going to have an impact on those folks that wish to stay in the kingdom and live here utilizing visas that really aren't for that purpose.